Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Split Screen Gamers. It's your boy, David.
And your boy, Chandler.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, if you just want to chat it up, feel free to email us anytime at splitscreengamingworld@gmail.com. Or if you want to show us some support, then you can reach us at patreon.com/splitscreengamers. But without further ado, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, dude. How about yourself, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing exceptionally better since now that I know that I have Kingdom Hearts 3 finally in the palm of my hands.
You were telling me about that. You know, already beat that game? Yeah.
I know. Well, I didn't plan on getting it, man, but you got my wonderful girlfriend. Just like for my birthday, bro, she bought it for me.
Okay. There you go. Now you got
Which is awesome. Yeah, because like the thing is, man, like I played like the other Kingdom Hearts games, but like it was like honestly, man, for me, it was like the delay was so long on this release that like I had I didn't have that urgency to get it like I am for like some other games, like for instance, you know, The Last of Us 2. You know what I mean? Like we have been waiting an ungodly amount of time for. Bro, I grew up and became a grown man before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out.
You and me both, bro. Yeah, like everybody did pretty much growing up in like the early 2000s and stuff. Like because literally, I think the first game it came out in like in 2002. I was probably like 6 or 7 when that game came out. And just looking back on my ad, I'm like, damn, it's been like almost 20 years since the first game came out.
Exactly, man. I was watching my big brother play it. You know what I mean? I didn't really get to play it too much. My brother was playing it all the time.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was too young, dude.
Yeah. See, I remember playing it because apparently one of my parents bought it for us, like me and my brothers to play, but I was the only one that played it because it had Disney characters and stuff. So that's what I did for a majority of my time on that PlayStation 2 system. But man, I mean, you know, I picked up the remasters and stuff, like the 1.5 or 2.5 like remixes.
I didn't know that.
I picked those up because, you know, the only game that I really played out of that series was just the first game on the PlayStation 2 when it first came out. And I never really got to play any of the other games until they started re-releasing them for PlayStation, Xbox, PS4 and stuff, or PlayStation 3. I'm sorry, folks. But I played pretty much the entire series when they did that. So I'm really well caught up with the story.
Yeah, dude, the story is convoluted, but as we know, Kingdom Hearts 3 is old news. But what's new in the gaming world, bro? What you been looking at?
Me? Dude, you know, you should know what just came out recently. Death Stranding.
Man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous, bro. You know I'm jealous.
Yeah, I sent you some pictures last night, like late in the night, probably like around midnight, in my bedroom, taking a photo of my television screen with the
you sent that last night
with Death Stranding. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta see these.
Whoa.
Why haven't I seen these? Hold on. Pulling them up right now.
Yeah.
I didn't see the messages, bro.
You didn't see the messages?
No, let me see. Okay, so. Nah, bro, they didn't deliver. Oh, snap. Thursday night.
Yeah.
I straight up. Oh, I did say I'm jealous. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot you had the picture was, it wasn't of the game. It was of the,
theme.
The dynamic theme, bro. Yeah. So, but anyways, bro, dude, tell me how it is. The reviews have been mixed. I don't know. I know it's Hideo Kojima. I know you're a Metal Gear fan and all his other stuff. But like, dude, the reviews are mixed. They got some people who don't like it. Some people who think he's overrated. Some people who are just like, this is genre bending. But what does the man, the myth, the legend, Chandler Gibson think?
Personally, I think if I have to list his top 3 video games of all time, Hideo Kojima, I would say Metal Gear Solid for the PS1, Death Stranding for number 2.
Whoa.
And then for Actually, I went backwards. Sorry, folks. Number three would be
someone
Metal
hired this
Gear.
man at IGN, bro.
Yes. Yes. Metal Gear Solid for number 3. Sorry, folks. I went backwards. But his number 1 game of all time that he's ever made would have to be Snake Eater. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Hands down.
Okay,
but
so
Death Stranding...
What about Death Stranding makes it... So you've played the game. You have an opinion on it so far. How many? Okay, let me ask you. How many hours do you have into it?
I have only played about 15 hours into it.
Okay, 15 hours to the game. First impressions, and it's already put you in the top 3 Hideo Kojima games. It even made number 2. Why is that?
I think with a lot of people and in the current video game climate in the industry right now, you have a focus on shooters, fighters, racers, and RPGs. Well, take those elements and combine them into one game, but with a walking simulator theme and a UPS driving kind of critique of a theme or simulator where you're just delivering packages to one port to the other, to one station to the other in the game, and literally you're a UPS driver.
So you're telling me this is if the FedEx man who comes to my house decided he wanted to get a race car and drive to Iceland and fight spirits while also with an AK-47.
Yes. And it's very Hideo Kojima, just the weirdness and the zaniness of it all, and just the super depth, complex story. And it's just very interesting to follow through because, Hideo Kojima originally wanted to be a film director before
I've noticed that
developer.
I've noticed that he takes a lot of his or he talks about film directors a lot and takes a lot of his inspiration from, his favorite movies. I mean, Guillermo del Toro's in the game. I mean, for crying out loud. He has to be a fan. Plus his actors, he always gets great talent.
Oh, yeah. Not just Guillermo, but that other guy who directed Drive.
He's in there?
Yeah. Drive and God Only Forgives. That guy. And Neon Demon, whatever his name is.
Oh, he directed God Only Forgives?
Yeah.
That movie's awesome.
Yeah.
That movie's in the
nuts,
game
bro.
Too.
Really? Oh, it is. Oh, no, I'm not down on that, dude. It is very nuts. I fell in love with this movie Drive personally, but back
to Death Stranding. Let me ask you a question. So you played the game. I haven't played it, so I can't really talk about it. So back to Death Stranding, bro. Okay. Say I'm a guy and I'm like, man, I don't know. The game seems kind of boring. It seems kind of overhyped, and honestly, I think it gets too much rap because of the name Hideo Kojima. What is your argument against that?
I would say that a lot of people, personally, the game at the very beginning, and I can see why some people would be turned off by it. It's very slow to get into the main story because basically you're delivering packages.
Don't tell me. Don't spoil anything.
I won't spoil anything, but basically it's like a walkthrough of just basic gameplay. Which I don't mind because I think that's, a perfect way to start off the game because it's what you're going to be doing for the next 40 to whatever hours the story is. But a lot of the reasons why people don't like Hideo Kojima is he's just so damn weird with his games. And that's not a bad thing. I personally love, like I said, top 3 favorite Hideo Kojima games. Snake Eater, super weird game. There's a way to kill one of the boss without actually killing the boss. What
do you mean?
That
I haven't played that game either.
So there's this one enemy in the game, or boss, that's 100 years old, and he's a trained professional sniper. He's an old man. He's smaller than Yoda. Or he's at least tall as Yoda. But the way you can cheat the game in order to beat him, because he's a really hard enemy in the game, I still remember him, is to set your clock time to a random day, like 1 year or 2 years later than it actually is. Instead of like it being 2019, you would set it to 2022 and then re-upload your game and go to the boss level and he's like dead, like straight up dead because you waited that long for him to turn a certain age.
Yeah. Okay, so so we just found out recently, and I know you found out that Death Stranding is. So this blows my mind. This doesn't seem like a move that PlayStation would do, but they did it, and we're about to find out what it means to be a PlayStation exclusive when your games start coming to PC, and you know what game I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, bro.
So Death Stranding's coming to PC, bro. What does that mean for like the future of PlayStation exclusives? It makes me wonder. It's like PlayStation, and it's smart. It makes me wonder: is PlayStation playing like a power card of like, let's just get you on our system for 8 months, and then you can go to PC if you want.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Because originally, if you look at like the history behind PlayStation and Hideo Kojima's relationship, originally they didn't really buy his company. It was really a partnership that he would make games for PlayStation. There wasn't really an exclusivity deal or any like trademarks of that fact. I think it's cool that Death Stranding is coming to PC because you can see all the mods that are going to come with it too.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, summer 2020 though. It's like, man,
far away.
Honestly, I'm just not going to be worrying about Death Stranding in summer 2020. I'm going to be worrying about Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I mean, there's other games that it's going to be competing for during that time too. That's a good point. Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy VII Remake, The Last of Us Part 2.
Well, The Last of Us got pushed back, didn't it? It still is in the summer. It's like April, I think.
Yeah. So it's still during that time. Something interesting I would like to see is its sales, because I already know that a lot of people picked it up for PS4. I wonder how many of those same people that love it that I have been who are going to re-pick it up for PC, you know what I mean? Or newcomers that are going to pick it up for PC.
Well, because I wonder if I also wonder the same question. The thing for me is like, I'm a PC gamer. I'm just PC all day, every day. But I don't want to wait for. Just to be honest, man, Death Stranding doesn't have the rapport that Red Dead Redemption 2, so I'm not going to wait a long time to play it. I want to get the game and get through it on PlayStation, so I'm going to pick it up as soon as I can.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not going to wait till summer because I'm not like, I have to see Death Stranding on PC. That's not the idea that I have for this game. For Red Dead, which by the way came out November 5th, so I'm about to scoop that and play through it. But anyways,
there you go.
Like, I'm just not going to wait for it, man. I'm just not, because I'm going to be worrying about Cyberpunk, The Last of Us, like all those games that are coming out in February, March of 2020, bro. I'm not going to be worrying about Death Stranding. By that time, I want to already have it finished.
All right. I understand. So when are you going to pick it up, or are you going to wait?
Dude, I'm just so stacked with games, man, to be honest. There's so many good games coming out these days. So yeah. I just beat Horizon, then Red Dead. I gotta play through that, and I'm gonna put a full in-depth, playthrough for that because it's one of the greatest, out. So
and that's like a 60-hour game too.
Exactly. So I gotta put a playthrough to that. Man, I might not get to Death Stranding until like late December, if I'm being honest. Just in time for me to. I'll get through Death Stranding, and I will. I'll play through it and I'll beat it before, the February release is coming out like Cyberpunk, and that'll be my main focus. And I'm also I'm just not playing like big party games all at once too. I'm also playing, I hop on Super Smash every now and then. And
there you go.
I'm also hopping on some other stuff, some other small titles. You know what I mean? So I'm just jumping back and forth. But dude, with that being said, Death Stranding, it made it to your top 3. That's the Chandler Gibson review right there. Top 3 Hideo Kojimas. Dope. Well, Speaking of top 3, what are the top 3 consoles out right now? You got PlayStation, Xbox, and
Switch.
Switch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so will the underdog break through the top 3, which is Google Stadia? What do you? Well, man, we just actually. You know what? Let's just jump right into it. I don't know. Yeah. I'm still iffy about Google Stadia, and we've chatted about that already. Because if they're able to break the
latency,
the latency latency problem and all that stuff, then we'll be good. But they just released their 12 games that they're going to be launching with. Let me name them.
Yeah.
So, tell me what you think about this and whether it's lackluster or if it's pretty fire. Okay. So the 12 games that are launching with Google Stadia is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2, the collection.
Okay.
Guilt, which is their first, Google's actually first party, they're releasing that game as Google Stadia. Also, Just Dance 2020, Kind, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Samurai Showdown, Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Thumper, and Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. That's the 12 games that's going to be releasing. What do you think about that?
I think it's an exciting lineup. They got some really big AAA titles in there, so that's good.
Red Dead's on it.
Oh, yeah, Red Dead is definitely on it. Like, I was more surprised that Red Dead was on it than any other game, to be fairly honest with you. Because that's such a graphics-heavy game.
I know.
And, like, the processing power is just going to be astronomical for them to run and stuff. And could you imagine the latency on that?
Okay, let me ask you this. What do I do? Do I get Red Dead on Steam or a Rockstar's game launcher, or do I get it on Stadia?
Steam. Hands down.
Why?
Because there's not a lot of like latency on Steam that I've heard of, but like,
well, no, there's not. But I mean, like, should I try Red Dead on Stadia, or is that too risky?
You should try it if you want to spend the money. If you have,
that's the thing. It's like,
dollars.
If I'm gonna pay $60, like, am I gonna want to get it on something that I don't know is working that well, or do I want to get it on something I know for sure is going to be downloaded to my computer running off of my specs?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Honestly, I would say play the game first. See if you like it, which I know you're going to like it, dude.
Oh, I'm going to like it.
Yeah. But then afterwards, if you really feel like it, because, there's games I played when I was little that were on like, older consoles and stuff, and I'm just now rebuying them for like newer gen consoles. So, replayability is a possibility. Haha. That was a stupid ass rhyme, dude.
No, that was pretty fire, actually. Say it again. What was it? Really? Replayability is the possibility?
Yeah.
Bro, that's a new vibe. Replayability is a possibility.
Possibility. Boom.
I'm saving that to my notes. I'm saving that to my notes right now, bro. That's a new segment.
Dude, it should be. It should be, dude. Whenever we want to replay a game that we recently played or that we used to play, yeah, let's do it.
Yo, before we continue though, 14 additional titles are promised to launch on Stadia before the end of 2019. Promised, and these 14 additional titles are.
So it's not set in stone.
It's promised. It's gonna release before 2019.
Okay.
But listen, so. Attack on Titans 2, Final Battle, Borderlands 3, Darksiders Genesis, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Farming Simulator 19, that's the best of them all.
Dude, I know.
Final Fantasy XV, which isn't that, what is that, 6?
XV?
Yeah, what is that?
You mean 15?
15, I'm terrible at
you're fine.
Football Manager 2020, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Grid, Metro Exodus, NBA 2K20, Rage 2, Trials Rising, and Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Okay.
And then The Crew 2, Destroy All Humans, Doom, The Elder Scrolls Online, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, Super Hot, and Windjammers 2.
Okay.
Bro, I mean, honestly, they're freaking going to get, some pretty, Doom, The Elder Scrolls Online. These are games that if it works and there's no latency and it's working awesome, like, I'm going to want to take with me on my phone. I have a Google phone, my phone, my tablet, I want to play on my PC. I want to, I want to play on the Chromecast. These are games that I would love, especially stuff like, did it say Overwatch? It didn't say Overwatch, but like Borderlands 3.
I wouldn't be surprised. What's up, David?
And, oh, snap, dude. So Cyberpunk 2077 will be on there in 2020.
Really? Huh. Well, that's exciting.
And another 2 Stadia exclusives, Get Packed and Orcas Must Die. Orcs Must Die. Wow, that got dark.
Dude, you know that Orcs game is really popular because that's an exclusive for Stadia now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah. Sorry,
No, it's all good.
Okay, but like I remember playing the first one on I think it was either PS3 or PS4, but I played that first one and it was really fun. It's pretty much like one of those mobile games where you put a bunch of traps and stuff and you try to like defend your base and stuff. That's pretty much what that game is, like hands down. Which, speaking of which,
hey, so real quick though, before we continue, we got to talk about Guilt, the one. So I was wrong, actually. It's not developed by Stadia. It's developed by Tequila Works, but it will be the one game that's exclusive to Stadia at launch.
Okay.
So real quick, so Guilt tells the story of Sal. So if you guys haven't heard of Guilt, the launch trailer just released today. Guilt is it's going to be the new exclusive to Stadia on launch date. It's going to be the only one. They're going to release 2 more that we just talked about, but Guilt is the first one they're going to release. Man, I watched the trailer. It looks pretty cool, but like, real quick, here's a breakdown. Guilt tells the story of Sally, a young girl who's searching for her missing cousin. The backdrop is a melancholy town that comes alive with all sorts of untold horrors. Sally uses flashlights and fire extinguishers to dispatch the monsters. The influence seems obvious. A lot of Silent Hill, a touch Alan Wake, all presented through a filter usually reserved for Pixar motion pictures. That's Destructoid.com that I pulled that from. You watched the trailer. I watched the trailer. Man, what do you think?
Yeah. I think it's a good game. Judging from the trailer, it looks like a good game. But like, it reminds me of another game, but not in the third person, but in the first person. I can't remember what it's called, but it's set in a cartoony world, but it's actually like a horror game.
Wait, I think I know what you're talking about.
It starts with a B. I can't think of what it's called.
Is it that one where like everyone's like smiling?
Yes. No. It's not We Happy Few. It's not that one. It's another one.
It reminds me of that though.
Really?
I think it's so. Let me tell you this. And I'll let you continue real quick. Sorry for interrupting, but like,
oh no, you're fine.
I think like I was afraid it was gonna be another. You know what I'm so sick of that I don't feel like it gets talked about enough.
What?
I'm so sick of these like games where you just walk around and you read notes and then you pick up parts and then put them on something and like make a generator run and then like have a flashlight and then get batteries for it. Dude, Insomnia,
Outlast, yeah.
Like you just pick dude, like honestly, man, tell me if you disagree, but like I think sometimes that's like lazy game development.
It is, and I wish there was, because to be fair, the only game that I've liked of that subgenre of horror games, let's face it is a subgenre. It's called Run for Your Life games.
I've never heard of that.
Well, that's what I give it. It's called Run for Your Life because
you're talking. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's basically you're running away from whatever's trying to kill you, and you have no means of defense, and you can't attack.
So like Outlast.
Yeah, like Outlast. But here, let me say what the one game that I think does it best is Alien Isolation, hands down.
Oh,
and it
snap!
Is scary.
Yeah,
let me
be clear. I take away Outlast because that's true. Outlast has true gaming like gameplay and game like development, like true like different stuff. Like you run and high, you have to actually be strategic. And then also Alien Isolation is the same thing. But stuff, honestly, bro, like stuff like they're very story based. Obviously, that's the whole point of them, and they are cheaper. But like, man, I'm just kind of getting tired of like we had like the Walking Dead from Telltale. They're very story based, but if the story's not there, and I think we mentioned this before on the podcast, if the story isn't there, the game is not. It's like you're gonna have to sell me with the gameplay. And like honestly, the other Walking Dead games were kind of lackluster. I didn't think
they were.
I think But anyways, I won't ramble on for too long. Like that was. I just feel like some of that can be lazy game development if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, which. Remember that game I was talking about that reminded me of Guild? a little bit. So the game that reminded me of that is Benny and the Ink Machine. It's like a 5-part game. It's a survival game, but it's like you have means of attack and actual survival. It's like cartoony. It's like 1920s, 30s cartoon style, and it looks really fun. And it was made by who were the developers? Joey Drew Studios and the Meatly Games. Huh, interesting. But it's basically you're trapped in some kind of like factory, and you have to kill off all these demented looking cartoon creations and try to solve this bomb. Yeah, it is creepy. Like I'm just looking at the images and the graphics and stuff. It just looks upright creepy. But you're trying to piece a story together. But unlike the other games that we've mentioned, like so it's actually like fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's actually like entertaining and stuff.
Like you can actually run and like stuff. I hate like when you can't like jump around. You're just like moving around and then like there's like a loud noise and you get scared and it's spooked out. Honestly, like remember, dude. I mean, obviously, speaking, dude. We haven't talked about this. But I know it's old news, but like Hideo Kojima and like PT, dude. I wish that game would have seen the light of day.
It should have. Which, interesting enough, Morgan Hughes sent me an incredible video on the backstory of PT and what it actually meant, like the game itself and why Hideo Kojima really made it. It's crazy. I'll send it to you after this podcast.
I gotta see that.
But it is insane. And there's some weird little Easter eggs and hints in the game that will blow your mind.
Dude, did you see recently that they found out that what's the girl's name in the PT, the woman?
Yeah.
They found out that she's always following you. Some guy, like, he modded the game and, like, he locked the camera and, like, continued to walk forward so you can see Norman Reedus' character, and she's, like, always behind you.
Really?
Yeah, dude, there's little details. Behind? Like, right behind you. Like, pretty much holding onto your back.
Wow. That is creepy.
I know. I'm actually spooking myself out.
Yeah, that's actually good game design, though.
I know.
Man, wow, that's creepy.
Like, dude, the thing is, like, man, like, PT was like I want to read that. I want to read that what you just talked about that Morgan sent you because,
well, like, it's a video.
I want to watch that because I'll watch it tonight, man. Like because I want to like, dude, it seems like such a masterpiece that never got the light of day. It seemed like because I remember starkly. I was in my freshman year of college at ETSU, and I had downloaded the game because I heard it was awesome, spooky, but I couldn't play that game by myself. I'm just not able, and it was super freaky. So what I did is I took my PlayStation out into the dorm, like out into the main hall where everybody was at, like all the games, and I hooked it up to this TV, and like pretty much a very large portion of the dormitory of all the dorm people in there. It was a boys only dorm, and we were all just like in there, just like, bro, gaming it out, trying to beat it, and like speaking into the microphone, trying to figure it out, looking up all the stuff. Like it was a fun time, man. There's some memories with PT.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, really good memories. Like I'm not denying that. Which in this video, you kind of you might question why it was made. Just saying. I don't want to spoil anything, but you might be question of why it was made because it gets insane. Because it really relates to Hideo Kojima and Konami's relationship. Just a fair warning of that.
Wow, man, Hideo Kojima, man, is like I think he's a special guy. I'm glad we have people like him to shake up the gaming world.
You know who we need those developers of all time, right?
Let me guess. Hideo Kojima.
Boom, one of them.
The guy who made Flappy Bird.
No. Good one, though.
The guy who made and then Neil Druckmann.
Nah, bro.
I knew I didn't know. I was just taking a good guess. Who is it?
Yeah. So Hideo Kojima, Ken Levine, the guy who made BioShock and who founded Irrational Games, which is now defunct, but they made really good games, let's face it. What's up?
Can you guess mine?
Shit. I wouldn't even know where to start, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Just take a wild guess.
I would say the guy who's creative director of The Last of Us. Wow. I really don't know, dude.
Yeah, no, that's Neil Druckmann. Yeah, Neil Druckmann's my favorite just because he's awesome. I would also say I don't really know names as much as I wish I did, but like Neil Druckmann is one of them. And the guys who make there's multiple ones who like worked on like some of the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
And then definitely some like definitely some It's mostly writers for me, man. I care so much about the story.
Right.
So that's what it is. But yeah, what were you saying?
Ken Levine, and then I would say Shigeru Miyamoto.
What did they make?
Shigeru Miyamoto? He made Mario.
Oh, okay. See, like, man, I'm terrible with names.
Nah, you're fine. It's cool.
He made Mario?
Yeah, he made Mario, Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong. He pretty much founded an industry. Like straight up.
No, he founded that. If he made Mario and all that stuff, dude, he founded like the essence of gaming.
He didn't he wasn't the guy who invented video games, but I'm
saying but the culture of it, because Mario's one of those first ones.
Yeah, he invented the culture. Like he straight up is the grandfather or the godfather of that.
Straight up, dang.
Yeah, straight up. But yeah, just those three, and there's one other, but I can't remember his name right now, which is a shame. But yeah, just those three, dude, are like my top three. Which, going back to Stadia, did you hear that the controller for it, unless you have the Chromecast, is not going to be wireless through other devices?
I think we talked about this actually on a personal note.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, well, that's only on launch. It's not supposed to be there forever. It's because, it's because that, they're having some compatibility problems. They're having some compatibility problems with like other devices. Until these devices roll out updates to support that firmware and stuff like that with the Bluetooth. So like, honestly, I don't like, that's the thing is like, so, when, let me think. So giving an example of a person who like did great at this is No Man's Sky is they rolled out with a bunch of problems and they fixed them and they fixed them and fixed them. And now they have a solid game that a lot of people enjoy. I think Google Stadia is going to do the same thing. Roll out this beta stage of things, the Founders Edition that everyone's putting money towards. Roll out that, see what people are thinking. But before you release that free version to the world, because when you release that free version to everyone, people are going to download it because it's free and they're going to try it out. Then you have worked out a lot of the kinks. But let me tell you this: if they don't work out a lot of those kinks before that free version comes out, Stadia
screwed.
It might start off.
It's going to die
immediately.
Yeah,
people are not going to invest. People don't have time. And the thing is, man, if you're buying games on their platform and it doesn't work hardly, people are going to jump off so quick. And Google, and look, dude, the guys at Google and behind Stadia, they know that.
Oh yeah,
they know that, and they're gonna work their best to try to make that when that free version releases and the Founders Edition is all those kinks are worked out. They're gonna make sure that it's as perfect as it can be. Google does not, man. They've been working. I watched an interview today, dude. They have been working on Stadia since like 2011, dude. 2012.
Really? It's been that long.
Yeah, dude. Wow. Because they said the biggest problem was trying to find the highest quality with the lowest bit rate. You know what I mean? Like trying to stream that over a large portion. And they said that's always been the hardest thing available. But trying to figure out. But they're confident that they got it. And I hope that they do, because like I said before on the podcast, I am a Google stan.
Oh yeah, I know, bro. You talk about Google nonstop with me. Trust me, dude.
Look, dude. I'm not a Google. I'm not freaking oblivious to their failures as well. We all know Google Plus was terrible. They've done some things in the past that are just like horrid. as far as like launches and stuff like that. But I love them because I have a YouTube channel. I use all their products. You know, every single day I'm using Google's products. Like Chrome is the best. Yeah. Anyways, this ain't a Google podcast. Dude, I'm excited to see what Google Stadia does. Let's man, honestly, I hope for the best, dude. More competitions means better games.
Oh yeah, and more, I guess, progressiveness in the gaming industry or in like games in general is a good thing too, with just streaming them and stuff. I'm for that.
Yeah.
But
replayability is the possibility.
Dude, yeah. Dude, that's definitely gonna be a segment. Trust me,
dude. That's gonna be a segment.
Yeah, hands down, forever and ever, brother. Well, before we end this episode, and this is kind of not really on a sad note, but in a more controversial note. Did you hear about? And this relates to gamers too. It relates to anybody that's on this platform, but YouTube has been deleting accounts because of two reasons. One, they're not commercially viable, or they're just spamming on other accounts. And a YouTuber that I've been following, Markiplier, or he goes by Markiplier Games.
I know Markiplier.
Yeah, has released videos of his anger towards YouTube and their policies and their problems and stuff, and how he's been witnessing people's accounts being deleted and his viewers pretty much disappearing and stuff. So it's been quite an issue, and just generally the whole monetization and advertisement of YouTube's been an issue. And I talked to Christian Eves today because, you know, I was filming with him all day today about it, and he came up with a really interesting solution that might work. Instead of just having, let's say, Coca-Cola heard or watched the video on somebody's channel that's like really trigger happy, or not really trigger happy, but very controversial and stuff, they could go to YouTube and uncheck that channel for future videos and stuff, so their ads and commercials won't be monetized for those videos on that one controversial channel. So they could check off which channels they want to advertise and which ones they don't, instead of being like, oh man, I just saw my advertisement on this one video and I'm completely offended, so no more advertisements on YouTube. You know what I mean? Which I thought that was interesting. Which that's another reason for accounts being deleted, is their controversial topic matters. And an interesting thing about Markiplier is that he was talking about how he can make a video playing a very not really bad game, but a very controversial game, and that could be the end of his monetization as we speak. You know what I mean? And like,
yeah, man, but dude, is this anything new?
No, it's not, but it's just interesting how it's such a consistent problem, because I've noticed a lot of YouTube.
I'm a Google, like I said, I'm a Google fanboy, but YouTube, dude, YouTube has always been a crap show when it comes to like how they treat their audience, man. Like their audience is everything. Like all the YouTubers,
they're
everything.
A PR nightmare.
They're a PR nightmare, bro. They have completely had like just ad apocalypse and just like crazy stuff, dude. Like just like it seems like almost no respect sometimes for.
Yeah, you know who I blame, right?
Who?
Like hands down, PewDiePie, hands down. Like he was the biggest YouTuber, you know, ever on that platform, and he had a deal for Disney. He blew it. He straight up blew it, and I don't mean to like rage or anything, which remember that idea that I had of a segment on this show called Rage Quit?
Oh, dude. Whoa, dude, that has to see the light of the day, though.
That has to. Dude, let's do it. Rage Quit. Hit the intro, bro. But going back to PewDiePie, And there's another person too, but I'm sure you know who that is too. But PewDiePie made the horrible decision of doing some kind of contest or whatever, and he got these two. I think they were from Africa. I'm not really
the sign, like the kill all Jews.
The anti-Semitic sign, and stuff, and it's just like, really, dude.
Here's the thing. I'm a huge YouTube. I like PewDiePie, but like,
I like Markiplier better.
Oh well, yeah. Well, we won't have a competition of like who we like. I like all types of YouTubers. I like Markiplier. I like PewDiePie. I like PewDiePie. I think he's a good guy. I think he's made some mistakes. I also think that he has to be more. He should have, and he has been recently. But at that time, dude, at his level, he was still huge. He should have been definitely more aware of his ability to cause any type of, rapport in the controversial arena. Because, he's huge, man. He's smarter than that, dude. Why would you even want to say something like that? And it's not funny. Like, it's not even that funny of a joke. He messed up, but that's been and gone, and he ruined that. And I do agree. Like, it probably is his fault. But also, man, PewDiePie's a one-man show. For the most part.
And he's super wealthy, too. Like, he's hands out because he's made so much ad revenue, and, so many people have bought his merchandise that he's pretty much, YouTube is his workplace. That's his salary and stuff. But it ruins the possibility for anybody else to do that, and it ruins people that want to get started. But now, if they want to get started, they're going to get deleted because of whatever content or whatever videos that they're making aren't going to be commercialized, aren't gravitating towards that, appeal for YouTube to keep you on board. That's not cool and stuff. And the other person I want to mention that if PewDiePie was the brick bull,
I know. Can I guess?
Yes. Starts with rhymes with Hogan.
Yes. Ends with Paul.
Oh, you already know, dude. I get it.
Man. Yeah. Dude, but hey, whoa, bro. I definitely forgot something. One of the biggest things in news right now, bro. Before we end the podcast, before we wrap it up for today, what about that kid who got banned from Fortnite?
Dude, I know. And he's banned for life too. And it's just, I thought the whole Hong Kong player ban was really bad. Like the Hearthstone player from Hong Kong was really bad. This is worse. This is terrible. Granted, he cheated, but I don't think he should be banned for life.
But he didn't really cheat, man. He just was showing people. He was just showing people what the aimbot is, and they banned him because it's against their policies. And honestly, dude, what do you say? It's one of those situations where it's I don't think he deserves it, but he did go against the policies.
He shouldn't be banned for life though.
It's kind of a harsh punishment, but also, man, he's in FaZe Clan, so it's he needs to be smarter than that, bro. He's not a normal kid. If it was my little brother, then I'd be okay, of course, that's too harsh. He doesn't have any following on YouTube, but it's FaZe Clan, so his following is huge. And and also if they're not gonna reverse it, because honestly, man, if I was Epic Games and this happened, you can't do it. You can't let it happen. You can't take it back from one person, because the next time that this situation comes up, they're gonna be oh, well, you did this, but you didn't do this. So they got to stay behind their word.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're a corporation, so they have to held their opinions and stuff and their policies and priorities. I get that.
Honestly, man, that was a mistake that he made, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I don't think he should be banned for life, hands down. I'm just saying.
No, I agree. I agree. He should have definitely had a punishment. Maybe I would have banned him for maybe, bro, even just being banned for a whole year is a pretty bad punishment.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that keeps you away from the game. So,
yeah.
But I think it's time for a close, dude.
Let's get off of here, bro. Let's do it, man. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man.
What?
Dude, I'm not trying to bromance here or nothing, but I enjoy doing this with you.
Oh, dude, same here, bro. Dude, I bromance all the time. Dude, we bromance outside of this, bro. Come on.
I know that is true. If you don't know, me and Chandler have known each other for longer than the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Yes.
actually that's not true. We met each other on the first episode of the podcast.
Yes, it's one of those situations. We just randomly started recording each other, and we didn't even know each other. We just recorded each other. It's about my bedtime, guys. So if I'm seeming like I'm distancing,
yeah, dude, I'm tired. This is a late night episode. Let's get out of here, man.
Yeah. So we'll be signing off, guys.
Holler. Peace.
See ya.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in and listening to this episode of Split Screen Gamers. We're trying to expand the podcast. There's a lot of things we want to do. We have ideas. We want to go to cons. We want to play games and give you guys reviews. The thing is, if you want to support the podcast, we do have a Patreon at patreon.com/splitscreengamers. Everything is welcome, but if you don't have it, just tuning in is just enough for us. We love to have you guys listening in, and we hope you enjoy the podcast. Also, if you'd like to ask us a question, feel free to email us at splitscreengamingworld@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you guys and hear your thoughts, or if you'd like to do some Q&A stuff, we'll feature it on the show. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode of Split Screen Gamers. All right, goodbye.